Hello, everyone. Today's article is titled Montmartre Residents Push Back Against Overtourism. It explores how locals in Paris's famous Montmartre district are resisting the pressures of mass tourism. We'll see how overtourism transforms daily life and what it means for authentic communities. Let's pause for a moment before we move into the article. Before we examine what happened, it helps to consider a larger theme that gives us context. This will guide how we understand the story that follows. This brings us to the concept of overtourism. Tourism can revitalize cities by creating jobs, funding services, and celebrating culture. But when the flow of visitors overwhelms daily life, the neighborhood risks becoming a stage set instead of a home. Shops that once served residents may disappear, replaced by quick-profit businesses. Noise, rising housing costs, and constant crowds can erode the sense of belonging. So the question becomes, how much tourism is too much? Is tourism always a blessing, or can it also harm local communities? Where should cities draw the line? Overtourism forces us to rethink what makes a neighborhood truly livable. A community is not just buildings and landmarks, it is the rhythm of daily life, the voices of residents, and the sense of belonging. When tourism grows too large, those invisible elements can weaken. Children may find fewer safe spaces to play, older residents may feel pushed aside, and the pace of life shifts from calm to hurried. Yet we cannot deny that tourism also brings economic energy and cultural exchange. The challenge is balance. Cities must ask, how can we invite visitors while preserving dignity for residents? Some places experiment with limiting visitor numbers, others with raising tourist taxes or protecting essential shops. These are not about rejecting outsiders, but about ensuring that local identity survives. Overtourism is therefore less about numbers and more about values, what a city chooses to protect when it opens its doors to the world. Now, to understand this article better, we need to familiarize ourselves with key vocabulary. We'll go over 3 important expressions, learn their meanings, and see them in action with example sentences. Let's start with metamorphose. It means to completely change in form, structure, or nature, often in a dramatic or surprising way. In the article, Montmartre is said to have metamorphosed from a real community into something like an amusement park. Here is an example. The quiet fishing village metamorphosed into a bustling resort within a decade. Next, we have flagrant. It refers to something shockingly noticeable or obviously offensive. In the article, residents described the flagrant Disneylandization of their neighborhood, meaning the change was not subtle, but painfully clear. Here is an example. It was a flagrant violation of the rules, ignored by everyone in authority. Finally, let's look at inexorably. It means in a way that cannot be stopped or prevented. In the article, housing prices are said to rise inexorably, pushing residents out of Montmartre. Here is an example. Technology is inexorably changing the way we communicate. Now that we've explored the main themes and vocabulary, let's reinforce our understanding with a summary dictation exercise. Listen carefully and fill in the blanks. Residents of Montmartre, Paris, are pushing back against overtourism, which they say has turned their historic neighborhood into a Disneyland for visitors. Local businesses such as butchers and cheesemongers are disappearing, replaced by souvenir shops and ice cream stands. Crowds, noise, and short-term rentals are driving up rents and threatening community life. While officials acknowledge the crisis, solutions like regulating Airbnb and limiting tour group sizes remain under discussion. Let's check the answers and review what each word means. The first answer is historic. It means important and old, often with cultural value. The second answer is short-term. It describes something lasting only a brief period, such as rentals through Airbnb. The third answer is driving up. It means pushing something like prices or rents to a higher level. The fourth answer is acknowledge. It means to admit or recognize the existence of a problem. The fifth answer is under discussion. It means something is still being debated and not yet decided. Well done, everyone. We've explored the challenges of overtourism, the balance between visitors and residents, and key expressions to deepen our understanding. The story of Montmartre reminds us that tourism is not only about numbers, it is about values, identity, and the soul of a community. So here's a question to reflect on. How much responsibility do tourists have to respect the daily lives of local residents? We'll revisit this in our next review session. Until then, keep reflecting and take care.